You know what's garbage? The fact that you can't unzip files on new computers without having to download some application or pay for it. I don't want to have to pay to unzip my games. I mean, seriously. Oh, yeah, you created a game, you accidentally put it in a zip file? Oh, well, guess what? You can't unzip it. What kind of stupid garbage idea was that? You can't unzip it anymore. Oh, we actually installed an application on your computer that won't let you unzip a file unless you pay for it. Or if you somehow figure out how to abuse the free trial and get it for infinity. All I wanted to do was play All I wanted to do was play Mario or whatever games for my TI-84 plus CE calculator. And so, like, half the games I wanted to put on there didn't work, or they were for the TI-83. And what you know is those games for the 83 are not compatible with the 84 unless there's an updated version. And it happens to just be able to download as a TI file and not a zipped file. A folder, it has to be a TI file. And a few years ago, I thought of something. I saw this demo. I saw Doom being played on a calculator. That instantly made me think, if Doom can be played on a calculator, and a whole bunch of other 3D oriented games can be played on a calculator, what could I benefit to this community? And then it hit me. My favorite game. I'll put that on there. But I haven't actually done that because I decided that Train Simulator is a little too much. It's a little big. I mean, unless you have a train simulator that's just starting out with a Fowler 4F and the diesels that it comes packaged with now, and no other trains, then yeah, it can probably do it. But you'd have to map out the buttons to do whatever you wanted it to. Of course, there couldn't be sound because this calculator doesn't have a headphone jack for some reason. I mean, the other ones all did. I mean, sure, they were the really small headphone jack, but uh, and actually, I do have an adapter for that small head jack to a normal head jack, so that way I could plug it into my headphones. Yep, I had just happened to get this with a pair of headphones, and I really couldn't see what else I could use it for, and then I discovered that all of the calculators at my school had the small headphone jack in the bottom. But that is mostly for just transmitting information across from two calculators or to a computer. You know what else is garbage? I don't even know. Sometimes you can't load a game. You just can't. It just won't open. No matter what you do. You know what else is garbage? That you can't use your old gaming controllers on your PC. If you don't have a brand new Xbox One controller that can hook up to your PC through a wire or Bluetooth, then you're pretty much done for. Or unless you have some Nintendo Switch controllers laying around. But that doesn't work for very long. And it doesn't work for much. Sure, you could use it on your phone and do some Game Boy games or whatever. But yeah. Calculators, well, the people that the Texas Instruments knew As soon as they made a graphing calculator, they were like, this is a new step forward for us. We have to do something for this. You know, sure, they had the blue box. That's what I call it. That's what I had when I was a kid. And then they came out with graphing calculators, and I was like, what? Okay, math's just gonna get harder now. But then I discovered you could put games on it. And I never could do it until now. And of course, besides games, you can also put images on here. Now, I have heard a small rumor that you can somehow put videos on this thing. Of course, you can't put very long videos on it because of storage limits and graphical capabilities, but I'm pretty sure that you can somehow put a video on this thing. At least a couple, maybe even 10 if you know what you're doing. It all depends on your experience and how willing you are to watch videos with no sound on a calculator. Of course, some people mod their calculators to have speakers, but I've never ever seen anyone do this. I've only heard about it. I've only heard about it that you can actually make your calculator have sound. Of course, you also have to put a headphone jack and a speaker on it in case you want to listen to it without headphones. But what's the point? I mean, really, you don't need a speaker on the outside because you're almost always trying to hide the fact that you're playing a game on this thing. Yeah, it would be useful to have a speaker on the outside, don't get me wrong, but with no volume controls, your best bet would be to program the speaker in a way that you would only have to use the headphone jack. That's my basic. Yeah, so basically just add in a headphone jack. No speaker on the outside. Well, until next time.